Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, to the Perfect One, to the Supremely Enlightened One. Homage to our beloved teacher, Bhadabantiji. Salutation to Guru Bhante and most venerable Mahasangha who is gathered here. Dear Samaneras, Anagarika, Upasakas and Upasikas. Out of metta and blessings to everybody. As Bhante Dhammaratna had just said, that Kalin and Dhamma Savanang is a blessings. And also this is the conditions to cultivate the punya. Dhamma Savana has number of benefits. Except the Buddhas and Pacheka Buddhas, even the Aryas, the Arhantas, they will have to listen the Dhamma in order to get enlightened. Dhamma Savana has manifold blessings. It gives clarity, it gives understanding, it gives calmness and joy to your mind. Whatever you have not heard before, you hear it. Whatever doubt you have, you get clarified. All those things. Today, we'll be discussing the subject of the streams of merits. Punya Avisanda, or the domains of merits. How do we accumulate this punya in our day-to-day life? Now the Buddha said in the Dhammapada, Sukha yava jara silang, Sukho saddha patittita, Sukho panyaya patilabho, Papanang akaranang sukha. Everybody seeks happiness, don't you? All of us, we want to be happy. Happiness is our wish or our want. We all desire to be happy, whether in our family life, in our work, in every places, you see. Now Buddha defines that happiness is that which comes within yourself. The Buddha said the first condition is that you happy indeed to protect, to preserve the Sila till you become old. Till your body becomes weak and fragile and don't have any strength. Even then, you have to uphold the virtues. The Sila is good till we become old. That means we have to practice the Sila from the young until the old age. And then happy is that your saddha, if your faith is established, your faith is firm, unshakable in the Sammasambuddha and his Bodhi, Tathagata Sabodhi, and his teachings, and in the holy order of monks, the Sangha. The Sangha here doesn't mean those who only wear the ochre robe. It is also you, Upasakas and Upasikas. With your practice, you see, you can be ordained in your heart, in your mind, even though you don't have a external attire, but you can make your mind holy. Holiness is nothing to do with the clothes. Holiness is something which have to be experienced or developed through your own mind. The saddha, pratisthita saddha, unshakable faith is very important. And then sukho panyaya patilabho, it is happy to gain the insight and wisdom. Why it is happy, we will also see that. And then the fourth part is not to commit any evil deeds, to avoid the unwholesome actions, papanang akaranang sukhang. Papanang akaranang sukhang. Well, if this is the case, if we analyze these four factors, we have to see the domain of this punya, how we can accomplish these wholesome conditions, these punyas in our own lives. Now, many of you who already have acquainted with these punya, the doors, punyas are just like the doors or the streams of happiness. If I say, what is punya? Punya is another name of happiness, the synonyms of happiness. One who cultivates more punyas, more merits, for them they are more happy here and now, in this very life. In Dasa Punya Kriya Batu, for a lay practitioners, for you to accumulate and to cultivate much merits in your life, you have to do three things, and this should be your way of practice. This should be your way of life. Now, the first condition, I will tell you the 10 factors of cultivating merits. Even though I said already 4, but there are another 10 factors which are very general, and every practitioners, upasakas and devotees, you should know that. The first is dana kriya vatu. But we say dana, just that means only one. Actually, dana can be, it absorbs another 2 factors which are known as patidana and pattanumodana in Pali. Now you yourself, you practice charity in some or other forms with lot of saddha. Buddha says danam dadantu saddhaya. You practice dana, like, for example, you come to the vihara and you participate in the alms offering ceremony, right? For an instant, before you give the dana, before you share something into the bowl of the Bantes, what was your mental states? And soon after you offer that dana, rejoices with the dana, sharing that merits with all of your teachers, parents and everybody, what is your mental conditions? If you analyze these 2 states before you performing that act of merit and after you performing that act of merits, that content, that quality, that state of mind is punya. That quality, that happiness or your joy or whatever you may define, that is called happiness. And that happiness is not something from the worldly happiness. That happiness comes directly from your act, from your actions, your wholesome actions, that is generosity. So you are not only giving dana, but you also give anumodana. When someone is offering, you rejoices with him. You give anumodana, you feel joyful. Do you feel jealous about somebody when someone is offering? When you are giving dana, do you feel jealous? No, we rejoices. We say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. When you give anumodana, your dana becomes even more. It grows. It's not necessary that you give anything, but you share, you give anumodana with that person. Therefore, you partake that blessings. Likewise, when you do punya anumodana, you share that merits with the departed beings, with the families, with the teachers, anyone, whomever. Then dana also grows. The more you share, the more it grows. That is the thing. So you can practice dana in so many ways. Not only by sharing your thing, your possessions, your material wealth, that is one thing. It doesn't matter what you offer, how wealthy, how expensive, how rich things you offer. In Buddha Dhamma is not the thing, it's actually your intention. In what chetana you offer to the Sangha. And of course, the worthiness of the giver and the receiver also matters. So when you are a virtuous person, you have saddha, and you practice the dana with wisdom, you can reap manifold blessings. You can get a lot of punya just by performing dana. When coming to the sila, we think, remember, I have explained 3 factors within dana itself. Later on, I will ask you, what is dana? You know, this should be very clear. What is patta anumodana, patidana, and what is anumodana? And then coming to sila, we only think that sila means I have to refrain from certain things, I shouldn't commit this, I should commit something good. But at times we neglect our family values. We don't even take care of our old parents who have passed their youth. Even though we are wealthy, we are rich and affluent, but we neglect them. We don't even attend to them. We don't even serve them. We don't even serve our family members, and we think we are virtuous. So Sila, practice of Sila is not only applicable to oneself, it is more applicable to the family settings where you are in. You have to be virtuous with your conduct, with your speech, towards your parents, towards your partners, towards your relatives and families. You should be more responsible towards them. So when the Buddha said that Sila is not only 5 precepts or 8 precepts and so on, or it also implies that we should be attentive, should look after to our parents. Vayavacha, it is called in Pali, Vayavacha and Apachayana. The Vayavacha and Apachayana, these are 2 another words, and this comes under Sila practice. So Sila is something you do it individually, no doubt, for your own purification. Also you do with respect to your families. You have certain responsibility toward families, toward societies, to relatives. So in the Mangala Sutta, Out of 38 blessings, there are 21 blessings which comes under only Sila. Only Sila. In different aspects, in different circumstances. So when you follow these Silas, with individually or with your professions, with your work, with your families, then the Sila becomes complete. Okay. So we have three factors under the virtuous practice. Sila, Apachayana, and Vayavacha duties. Then we have Bhavana. So Bhavana is, people think, how do I develop this Bhavana? Like now, for example, you can cultivate Bhavana by meditation, no doubt. But what if you are listening to the Dhamma and contemplating the Dhamma, discussing the Dhamma? Is it not Bhavana? This is also an important aspects of Bhavana, contemplations. So, Dhamma Savana, listening to the Dhamma, comes under Bhavana. Discussing the Dhamma, like now we are discussing, it is also Bhavana. Because it helps you to purify the mind. It helps to remove the greed, hatred, delusions, ignorance. It helps to remove the sufferings from the mind. Even this bhavana helps you to reach to Magga, Phala and Nibbana. Therefore, we should not think that I only have to sit in meditation and don't listen Dhamma. Then I can tell you that your bhavana will not be a strong bhavana. You're not able to perfect completely your meditation practice. If you want to gain this meditative insight and wisdom, you need to have meditation as well as the Dhamma Savana and Dhamma Sakacha discussions. Then only you have right efforts, you have right mindfulness, and you have right concentration. This is all the three factors comes under bhavana. Like, I will also, why we should do all these? Question comes, why? At the beginning I asked you, why should we all do these? Why don't I engage in my daily, everyday life? Why do I have to do or act in a different way? In normal world, every day what you do is not merits you do. Your world, your life from the beginning, from morning you get up and the night you retire. What you do? Are you really cultivating some or other forms of punya? Of course, this punya can be cultivated in your family life. It's not about only monk's life. You can do at your home, no doubt. We always, want good things. When happiness arises, we like it. We want happy things all the time. When unpleasant, disagreeable things arises, we don't like it. It is like a story, in the Buddha's time, there was a Brahmin called Dighanakha. This Dighanakha Brahmin actually, he went up to the vulture peak, to the Gijakuta mountain, Apparently, the Buddha was also staying, residing there. But this man was searching for a place. Why he is searching for a place? He's searching for a place to die peacefully. Because he wanted to find out a place where nobody has died before. Nobody has ever died. Because he was already old. He wanted to find a place where he can breathe last and die peacefully. Although he doesn't like death to die. So for him, happiness is something which he likes. And he doesn't die to any other place. He died to a very secluded or sacred place where nobody has died. Now, but he never found this. And this question arises in his mind. And how can I find out a safe place? Then he went up to the Buddha and asked, Oh Lord, please tell me, is there any place where I can die happily, peacefully? The Buddha says, Oh Brahmin, there is no such place you are seeking, looking for. You have already died many times in this very place before, so many lifetimes. But you have forgotten this. The Buddha also says, if we actually piles and gather together our bones, it will be like a Himalayas. So many lifetimes, we have all come to this world, we passed away. Then we born and reborn again and again. So the Buddha says, Brahmin, you only like happy things, you don't like unhappy things. Therefore, you are not at peace. So give up that wrong view of liking and disliking. When you see that, when you see Dhamma in that way, then you are at peace all the time. You don't have to cling. So I give an example of our family, these examples, where everything is just conditioned. What you're clinging to is not the reality, something else. What your mind likes is really not the thing. So when I talk about this dana and sila and bhavana, it is actually to see the Dhamma and realize the Dhamma. It is to fill up our life with merits, with punya. It is just to develop our conditions, our perfections, so that we could able to uphold, we could able to develop these punyas. We can make it continuous and sustain. When you say, as a family life, if I want you, everybody, what is your vision of life? What do you really want? Maybe some of you may say that, I want long life, for example. I want good look. I want good health. Ayu, panna, sukha. Some people may say, I want a good number of companions, my friends, all the time. You see. Some may say, okay, I'll have my yasa and kirti, name and fame, and I have prosperity and adhipati, authority, and so on. But though this is, I won't say that this is negative, this is good, But for that, you have to practice what? As I said just now, I mentioned the dana. The blessings of dana is all these. If you really practice dana, patidana, patanumodana, then you can get all these. You can verifiable here and now. And there are so many instances where a person who performs dana, these are some kind of evidences, or for a researcher, like in our research centers, students are doing some research. Then if they can do this research into the Buddha's own life and teachings, whatever the Buddha said is a fact and truth, and they are based on Buddha's own discoveries, his own researched truth, discovered already. So the point is here, we want these things, no doubt. But you should also be ready to act accordingly. Your actions should synchronize with what you wish. Many times we wish to attain something, but action is deviated. Action is something way apart. In the outer world, this is very common. We think something, we do something, and we speak something. You know very well how your mind, body, and speech acts. You know that. Everybody have to contemplate on themselves. Okay. There are certain times when we feel so frightened and inferior to others. We can't face the people. When you go to the stage, you feel so afraid. You're not confident, really. A lot of sicknesses you are carrying with you. You know why this happens? Because of not following the Sila. When you know the benefits of Sila, a person, if he is really sincere in its, at least the 5 precepts, for him, things are very easy. He can face the society. He can face his boss, for example. He can handle his responsibility at ease. And for him, he can be for him, there will not so much of struggle to get wealth for your living, for example. And for that kind of people, their views, they're not easily fall into ignorance. Now, if we see in our own life, because of not following the silas correctly and properly, we fall into ignorance and delusions and all sort of superstitious belief. And because of our blind belief, that give rise to fear, fear of unknown, fear of unknown. So, and sometimes even people do not accept you. So therefore, a person who really wants all these blessings, just now I mentioned, then you have to at least uphold your virtues. Then you will be honored, you will be respected everywhere. Sometimes we feel certain people are not honorable. We don't trust on them. Why? Because of their dishonesty. It is as simple as that. Because of their immoral behavior, you don't find any trust in them. You don't even go near to them because you find this person is not truthful. So a virtuous person is no doubt is truthful, is honest and upright. Therefore, he is respected and honored everywhere. And he is accepted. Wherever he goes, people welcome him. You know, Buddha says that yang janapadang yati nigame rajadhaniyo tatheva pujito hoti. Wherever he goes, people respect him because of his virtues. Shraddha and Sila. He is embodied, is the embodiment of Sila, virtues. Okay. You understand? And the third factor, as I said, the Bhavana. As Bhavana is also encompasses, as I said, Bhavana is three factors combines together. It's combination of Dhamma Savana. One is your own reflections, samatha or vipassana, whatever you are doing. Many of you, as a beginners, maybe you are at samatha level. Your meditation every day, if you are really practicing at least 1 hour a day, how many of you practice 1 hour a day? Any one of you in this hall? Or I will consider empty. Empty is this hall where people even don't sit for 1 hour. Except the monks. Okay. Iburi idare. Amma. Savita Amma. Daily she practice meditation. But we want clarity. We want sharpness in the mind. We sometimes ponder, oh, why this is so much of greed, so much of anger, so much of ignorance in my mind? Why mind is so dirty? All the time thinks negative about somebody. Isn't it? Some of you blame yourself, do you? You become so judgmental and you judge people so easily. You find a fault and look at the somebody. You know, you find negative things wherever you go, but you don't see that there's something wrong with your own practice. And you don't have patience at all. You don't have patience, endurance. You don't have metta even. You don't have mindfulness even. You don't have a slight 1 minute, 2 minute, very minimum basic concentration. Why all these? Why you travel in the metro and you feel people are so, or in the train or bus or everywhere you go, so much of impatience? Do you see them regularly? Why you talk to somebody and he becomes so angry? So, because mind is not beautiful, his mind is not trained in meditation, in bhavana. Bhavana is something, it's called mental training, in meditation. And then the training is one is that you have to sit or give some time for give up everything. Give up even your mobile phone. Nowadays we say we have to keep upasata silas, asta silas, like that. Actually, we should give fasting this mobile also. How many of you do that? Throw this mobile to somewhere in the corner where your hands cannot even reach and say, this phone, you starve today, you are on fasting, no internet. No internet fasting. You call it as internet fasting. Why? Why? Because you know your time for your phone for long hours, your time from watching television without even moving your legs and limbs. So why you sit here and feel so painful? Is it not legitimate to ask this question? If I look at the television, look at my phone, even my neck may be paining, but I still bear it. But I cannot look up. We forget that pain. But when you sit in meditation or listening to the Dhamma, something which is good for the mind, but we feel so bored. Not good. I have to go back. Go back where? Again to that phone. The moment you go back, what you do? If you do a hypothesis now, 50 people are sitting and I will ask you to do a hypothesis. The moment you go, first thing what you do, irrespective of men or women or young or old, whoever, except the monks, because we don't have phone. But if, for you, 90% of people in general, first things we hold the phone, you see. So what I mean is, you have this internet fasting, please. At least 1 hour a day. Or you increase the timing 6 hours a day. I don't saying already like some of our upasakas, like the oldies, Malhotraji or some people, they have very simple phone. So nothing to do there. Now we have a smartphone. Everything is loaded there. The whole world is there. And because of that, nothing in the memory, because phone memory is there, phone will store my photos, my documents, my everything in the phone. My entertainment is also phone. So please keep this internet fasting for your own good. That is why Bhavana, maybe I have explained a bit more away from this topic. The Dhamma Savana, Dhamma Sakacha, is essential factors for our mental health, mental well-being. Sit sometime a day, alone. Sit sometime. Just give time to yourself. Let everything go. Try to practice just be alone. Contemplate, be with your breath, and contemplate the Dhamma. Listen to the Dhamma, because this will give impetus, boost to your meditation practice. And discuss the Dhamma. So Samadhi Bhavana has these aspects. So when you integrate these factors, what you'll get is punya. You have dana, you have sila, and you have bhavana and samadhi. And all these can be done with faith, with confidence. Without your confidence, without your dedication, will you able to sit? Without your sacrifice, you're not able to make it. For coming Sundays also need your sacrifice. Coming from home, leaving home for some time needs determination. Without determination, can you able to come here? But the determination, dedication also become anicca sometime. Anicca means, you understand? Impermanence. Once in a month you appear, and then when some messages comes into mobile, oh, I have forgotten to go to Maha Bodhi long back. Let me go. Let me just go and take a round. And come once again in next year, so forth. If that kind of adhitthana, dedication, as I said in the beginning, patisthita, it is not very firm faith. It is a weak determination. So to gain progress in a practice, you should have a continuous, a very strong and firm determination, firm faith, and also a firm Sila practice, strong practice of Sila, strong practice of dana in whatever way. The concept of dana, as I explained to you, is not about the things, it's about the intention. And you are sharing that with others, anumodana, and pattidana. You're rejoicing with others. So the three factors comes in dana, three in sila, and three under bhavana. So how many factors in total? How many? 9 or 10? One more is remaining, is your views. The straightening one's views, your attitude, correcting one's views. This is also comes under bhavana. For example, meditation practice or listening to the Dhamma, discussing the Dhamma helps you in so many ways, immensely in correcting our views. Right? It helps in developing right understanding understanding of nature of a life, understanding about karma and its result, understanding of things surrounding us. So, bhavana leads to right views. Also, it is a factors of wisdom, views. So, what I just explained is the 10 factors so far. These are the 10 domains, or the 10 ways. If we say 10, but actually there are just 3. For a lay practitioner, for a common people like you have to practice these dana, patanumodana patidana, sila, vayavacha, apachayana, and bhavana. Bhavana is also correcting the views, strengthening one's view, listening to the Dhamma, contemplating the Dhamma is also bhavana. Because this is in Pali called Dhamma Vichaya. Now, what happens when you do this? The Buddha said, Satanang Vishuddhya, for purification of beings. What do you need? You need bhavana. Soka pariddevanang samatikamaya, for removing your own sufferings, both physical and mental sufferings, not for time being, not for this life, is actually totally eradicating that suffering without any reminder. The reminderless cessation of dukkha. You need bhavana. Nyaya sadigamaya. You want to gain the wisdom, right? Who else here don't want to see wisdom? You may say, I know so many things. Well, you know, Parabhante used to say some people are just like walking libraries. Walking library. Everything in their brain. They're just like walking. Everything carrying with themselves. But are they really wise? Are the actions, speech, and thoughts are wise? Not necessarily so, you see. So being knowledgeable is different thing from wise. So the cultivation of wisdom, it has to go with bhavana. When bhavana develops, perfects and matures, then wisdom arises. To become even the noble ones, magga phala, to reach to the centered, the path and fruitions, we also need bhavana. To even in a general sense, to have a clarity, to have peace of mind and calmness, you need bhavana, meditation. What bhavana you're doing, I don't know, but I'm sure you learned, most of you know this bhavana. If you don't know, then we can teach you. Anyway, we are giving on Sundays or through our meditation course, we're offering meditation retreats. You can take advantage of that. So, like this, if you combine these spiritual things in your life, now the moment you try to contradict life with spirituality, and that is the biggest mistake. Our life and spirituality is not two different things. But this is very deep. Maybe you may not be able to understand what Bhante is saying. My life and spirituality is not too different. Yes. Don't have to differentiate. If you want to make your life more spiritually uplifting or meaningful or peaceful or fruitful, beautiful, wonderful, and so many things, you need the fragrance of spirituality. With the fragrance of spirituality, your life can become more fragrant, more wonderful. You can see the meaning and purpose. Therefore, spiritual practice is not in the temples or in places. It is actually in your own life, in your own family settings, in your own heart. You have to make your heart like a temple, like a vihara. So today I would offer this much. I've already said enough to you about the streams of happiness. We explained about many things. But if you're mindful enough, if you're listening to me attentively, you could observe it. Because attentiveness is the condition for retention in the mind. If you don't give anything in the mind, that means you simply wasted your time here 45 minutes. So being mindful gives you rise to upholding this Dhamma. And when you are upholding the Dhamma, that means this Dhamma will protect you, will be there all the time. So there are, like I explained to you, what is dana, what is sila, what is bhavana. In depth, we analyze dana can be practiced three ways. Sila can be followed in three ways. Bhavana can be done in three ways. If you put together, it becomes 10. But actually, these are not 10. They're just three. And question comes, where are these the conditions where you can practice this? Is there any place where you go and practice? Or is there is anything in the book you read it and you become virtuous, you become generous, you are a yogi? It is in your own life. Take that life as a book and study this, put into practice, and then you will see the Dhamma. You will see and realize here and now. So today we will offer this much. So may by these blessings of today's Dhamma Desana, may by this discourse on these streams of happiness and merits, may you able to follow and practice in your daily life. May you all grow in happiness, in good health, prosperity and well-being, and grow in blessings and Dhamma in your life. May you all be happy and well. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.